This is my son. His name is Benjamin. He's 6 months old, and this is his room, which also doubles as my home studio and a guest room. The dog's supposed to be in there, but yeah. Tu, pome, šup, tuto, hop. Hilner, prosím. Ano. Ja. The problem is that the room is very boring, very white. It kind of looks like a doctor's office. And so I and my wife, we decided that as I am a mural artist, I might as well paint my own house. The plan is to transform this room with a beautiful and meaningful mural that will make everyone who comes in say, wow. Alrighty, now let's discuss the plan. We have been thinking quite a lot, like what walls do we want to paint, what colors, what motifs. At first, we only wanted to paint that wall and the wall right behind me. I got this idea that they could act as a tunnel, but then I was sitting right here behind my desk looking at this corner here, and I thought that if we do this, let's do it big. Let's do it, you know. Now, let's talk about the design. Long story short, we don't want to paint a classic kids' room design here. I'm talking cartoon characters, dinosaurs, cars. I'm talking bright colors, generic wallpaper designs that anyone can buy. Although it is a kid's room, we don't want anything childish. I think about 6 years ago, I painted this kindergarten in my old neighborhood, and I got some criticism that it's too childish for a public space. And when I see it today, with today's eyes, I would paint something different today. First of all, we sat down with my wife and we went through the list of things that are meaningful to us, and that was the start. And it turned out to be a lot harder than we anticipated, because some things are very meaningful, but it's pretty hard to actually express them. Let's take this city, for example, the city of Bratislava. If you want to express Bratislava, you either paint the castle or the bridge or maybe this pyramid building that everyone knows. So it's clear to everyone. But you live in this city and these elements are too mainstream for you. You want something special. For example, the hill that was next to your home where you were born. But that hill, I mean, it's just a hill. It's not like a mountain with a specific shape. So if you paint it, everyone will assume that it's just a random hill. And then there is another challenge. When you have all these elements, how do you put them together? Well, I guess we will see. All right. The very first step is taking my VR headset and projecting the design on the wall. What the VR does is the very same thing as a projector. We have our first lines on the wall. I am worried that I completely messed it up because the pencil I used, it's pretty visible, which you could say is a good thing, but I hope that this is gonna be the biggest problem I'm gonna have during this project. This is my very first January as a new parent, and unlike the previous years, I didn't set any huge goals for myself that would fade away by February. Instead, I want to identify patterns in my life that make creating these projects harder. I knew things could be improved even before, but becoming a father made it even clearer. You know, I always thought of myself as a busy person, but only now I truly understand the meaning of the word busy. My co-designer on this project, my wife, she has been encouraging me to try therapy for years. And I kept saying later. I have seen the great benefits of therapy on the people around me, but the idea of searching for the right therapist and actually finding time to go somewhere always felt like too much hassle for me. Today's paid partner, BetterHelp, removed all these obstacles. What I like about BetterHelp is that they give you a simple starting point for therapy without turning it into another complicated project. You just go to their website, you fill out a questionnaire, and they'll match you with a credentialed therapist based on your preferences as soon as possible. And if the first match doesn't feel like the right fit, you can switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. If you are just like me and you have been thinking about therapy as a way to take care of your mental well-being this year, this is a great place to start. Just click the link in description or go to betterhelp.com/DokeTV to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Alrighty, let's get back to those colors. Speaking about colors, this is a sheet where I tested them. This is the first attempt, yellowish, pretty greenish, and then this, which is a lot more reddish. We want the colors to be warm, so that's why I picked this version, not this one. And these are the colors that I actually hand mixed. They are in these buckets from Joggert, Recycling Baby. And yeah, the tricky part about colors is that they always look different at the spot. And my wife told me like 20 times by now that the painting cannot be too dark. I can always mix a lighter tone. 90% of my career I painted with spray paint and markers. With them, if you wanted a different color, you had to buy it. And hell, sometimes the color that you actually needed simply did not exist. So the possibility of mixing is amazing, but it has its perks. Remember what I told you about the pencil? God damn it, Kevin. And erasing it, yeah, erasing it might help. But oh, such a newbie mistake. Let's test the shadow. Now I need to let it dry because the tone of the color changes like 2 to 3 levels when it gets dry. The fact that the color looks different when you mix it and when it dries was and is driving me crazy. It's like painting with a blindfold. So eventually I tried to make the color lighter 7 times and I'm still not sure about it. I can always go over it. The light in this room is absolutely terrible for painting, but this is the light that is here and will be here. So I'm not gonna do anything about it because I need the painting to look good in these light conditions. Also, during the application of these first colors, I noticed another mistake I have done, or rather than a mistake, a thing I did not plan to do, but doing it will help me out tremendously. It's the underpainting. Underpainting is a technique during which you cover your whole canvas in one color to get rid of the white and also to make judging the other colors easier. Okay, this may look chaotic, but the white is just overpowering everything, and yeah. Anyways, that's it for today. Day number 2. We will start it with the sky, which should be very, very, very light, but not white. My clients usually don't sit right behind my back. Well, this time it's different. As you can see, I'm painting a mountain here, and it is the first element we have chosen for our mural. It's supposed to represent a region in Slovakia called Liptov that we visit multiple times every single year because my wife's parents live there. And this specific mountain called Baranec, it's the first thing we see when we wake up at their house and look out of the window. Baranec is a part of the mountain chain called Western Tatras, and we have been to its summit few years ago. Beautiful, beautiful place. Fun fact about this region, I caught the biggest fish of my life there. Painting of mountains is pretty forgiving. Little details don't really matter. Few centimeters here and there, no one will ever notice as long as you keep the overall shape recognizable. Next, I'm moving on to the foreground, and these little ugly shapes you can see me painting are trees. The tricky thing about painting trees is that we all know how they look, and we all know how complicated they can be. All the branches, leaves, bright green colors, all of these details, you need to forget them when you paint landscapes like this. You need to simplify. You need to take these complex objects and simplify them heavily. From up close, it might look silly, but when you step back, it's gonna make sense. I got a problem. The very soft sky that I made is so soft that I can't even see a difference. So I need to do it again. Let's put here just a tiny, tiny little bit of and back to the bottom again. Painting of parts that are the closest to the floor is annoying on every mural because you need to be in these awkward positions, always leaning forward, always keeping the position tight so you make a straight line, many times even holding your breath while doing it. I mean, I try to keep myself in a very good physical condition. I go to the gym, I stretch, but with the baby in the house, my back is under a lot of pressure. And as you're gonna see later, it might lead to pretty serious consequences. Alright, today I could paint only for half a day, but I would say solid progress. Welcome to the day number 3, although it's already 3 p.m. Yeah, kids can make you pretty busy. Anyways, I got feedback from my wife, and she said that it's still too dark. And to be completely honest, I have to agree with her. Well, except the sky. I darkened the sky, but it still looks barely visible. So, I brighten it up. And I am afraid that it's still, yeah. So, yeah, it's another day. The productivity is, but look at that, we got a sunny day. And you can immediately see that the painting, it looks a lot different. It looks brighter, more, it's just better. Everything is better with the sunlight. During the painting of this part, I thought about my childhood and about the walls in my kids' room. And I still vividly remembered them. This repetitive wallpaper with cartoon lions and elephants. It was not the most beautiful thing out there, but it remained in my memory. Just as the posters I later put on the walls with cars and jets, airplanes. And as I thought about it, I realized that this is what my son will remember. And I'm glad we have chosen mostly natural design because I want him to have a stronger relationship with nature. nature, with mountains, with animals. I had that as a kid, and I can only recommend it. I'm curious what he will say about the mural in, let's say, 6 years. I'm slightly afraid that he's gonna hate it and he's gonna tell me that he wants a big green Hulk instead. But you know, we can always add to the mural. We can add his favorite elements into the landscape. Even Hulk, he's just not gonna be bright green. That's where I draw the line. Speaking of elements, I think that this is going to be his favorite. It's a wild boar, and it represents the neighborhood into which I was born, and also my wife was born. We still lived there just a few years back, and the reason why we have chosen wild boar is quite funny. The neighborhood is right next to a forest, and during my late night walks with our dog, it was pretty common that I met wild boars, sometimes 12 of them. Every time I saw them, I was looking for the nearest car so I can jump on it, but as far as I know, there were no incidents with them ever. Alrighty, I'm pretty happy with this part. I'm not gonna say it's done, but it's time to move. I still got like a lot of work ahead of me. Sirens. Every time I hear them, I wonder whether it's a test or not. Well, this time it's been a test. At this point, frustration kicked in. My body was hurting, especially my back, and I barely finished one wall out of 3 on the day number 5. I know that some artists paint one painting for a month, but that's not me. I have been painting for 19 years, and only about 5 years ago I painted my first project that took more than 3 days to finish. Before then, every single painting I have ever done did not take more than 3 days, not counting the preparations and editing. Anyways, I'm getting used to it. Sometimes I blame myself for being too slow, but the reality is that I simply started to paint a lot more complex projects, and they naturally take more time. As you can see, I'm painting yet another mountain. This one a lot more complicated one, and its role is to represent the Dolomites. Mountain chain in the northern Italy with a very distinct look. I and my family, we have been going skiing there for over a decade now. Not every single year, but we absolutely love it there, and it's definitely gonna be one of the first destinations where we will take our son. After we reach the point when a 9-hour road trip won't be a problem anymore. Back to the sky for a second, because I finally mixed the right tone that's soft enough, yet you can actually see it. And back to the mountain. This was definitely the hardest part of this project to paint, because it simply required simplification of this, which is kind of terrifying, but necessary to do.
Another place we wanted to express is Thailand. We've been there a few years ago and we absolutely loved it. It's also on the list of the places where we want to take our son, and we decided to express it with a little elephant on a hill. Just a very subtle hidden perk that you need to look for if you want to find it. I did not know it at this moment, but these bushes were my last addition to this mural for quite some time.
Welcome to the day number... Yes, I haven't been able to paint for the past 7 days because the exhaustion turned into a sickness. Yeah, pretty long one. Fortunately, I was the only one who got it from our household. So I guess, yeah, I need to pay more attention to rest.
Being at home and seeing the mural every single day without the power to finish it was quite interesting. On one hand, I was really happy that the customer who had to wait for his mural to be finished was me and my family. But I really wanted to release this video before Christmas. And as you can see, it's January, so it did not really work out. I'm adding a few more mountains into the background to create more depth, and back to the foreground on the third wall, the last one. Remember the hill I was born next to from the beginning of this video? This is the top of it, and from the top of it you can see a castle, the Devin Castle. It's another element we decided to pick, and this one will represent the city where we were born and where we live, Bratislava. It's one of the most special places in the town. It's right on the border with Austria, and it's also the place where Moravia River and Danube meet up, go into each other. I'm sure there's a special word for this. Anyways, this is a place where we used to go as kids, and we still go there. My studio is nearby, and yeah, by the way, painting of a castle like this, quite tricky. It's basically like painting rocks, but with a bit of structure.
Today is December 23. It's Christmas tomorrow, and this room still looks like this. What's worse is that I don't like this composition. There is this empty space. I set a goal to finish before 1 p.m. today. Wish me luck. It's 8 a.m.
I was absolutely terrified of adding these trees into the composition, but it turned out to be the best possible decision I could make. Also, I probably don't need to explain this element. At this point, I started to celebrate a little because I knew that I'm gonna finish this project today, and I knew that I absolutely love the result.
I lived with this project for so long. I have seen it every single morning as I woke up. I have seen this mountain from our bedroom. And I can't believe it, but I just finished it. Another easy project. Easy. Whoa. This was... You know, every time I see the pictures of finished projects, I'm like, what the hell took me so long? I'm tired. I'm very tired. The sickness certainly did not help. I still don't feel 100%. But tomorrow is Christmas. I made it. Now I can take all this bullshit and put it away into the studio. I love it. I love how it looks. My wife loves it too, and the little guy, he doesn't like it.